6 months ago, precisely on October the 7th, 2023, the civilized communities of the world which believe in democracy woke up with the shattering news of terrorists invading onto the soil of Israel, killing, abducting, violating, and indeed massacring innocent people who were defenseless at that very moment. Those groups of people, they thought they were patriots, they thought they were freedom fighters, but in reality they were nothing other than cowards, vicious cowards, even those who are so unbrave, if I may use the expression in speech marks, were like those, like rats, which in fear drench back into their holes. They abducted the victims and took them into the tunnels which they had been building for years, and indeed which they were using as strongholds of terrorism. 6 months have gone by, and due to their folly, due to the foolishness of such coward terrorists, some 35,000 lives were lost. Particularly the lives of those people whom those terrorists called the fellow countrymen and women. Among those some 35,000 dead, 14,000 were babies and children who would have had better future, proper livelihood, but for the cowardice acts of those terrorists on October the 7th and thereafter. Today is a mourning day for those who believe in true humanity, those who believe in natural justice and equity, those who believe in democracy, and those who believe in true bravery. It is a day of mourning. It's a day of sadness. But it is also a day of rage, a day of anger, a day of despair, that a number of hundreds of people are still in the hands of those vicious terrorists, perhaps somehow and somewhere in a tunnel or another. Only 30 years earlier, even a day we remember today, which took place in Rwanda, known as the genocides of Rwanda, when again those ruthless individuals building up groups massacred thousands of people, tens of thousands of people. Indeed, it is a day of sadness, a day of mourning for those of us who believe in humanity. The world claims to grow wiser as it becomes older. Perhaps a belief which was also shared by Baron Alderson, a distinguished English judge whose efforts are well recognized by lawyers of sound standing, who was perhaps one of the founders and pillars of the law of negligence, who is reported to have said, as the world grows older, it becomes wiser, and therefore it was foolish before. But are we truly wiser today than we had been in the Middle Ages? Are we truly wiser today than the people had been even in the Stone Ages? Are we truly wiser today than when individuals, groups of primates could not speak a word, but only used sounds in order to express their feelings? What have we achieved today in this new millennium better than what our ancestors achieved in the past? When are we going to recognize the fact that by peaceful means we can ensure a better future for all of us? But causing destruction to others and bringing ill upon our own selves can only lead to our own destruction, perhaps known as self-destruction. When are we going to recognize the obvious danger of our worlds being destructed, with us, the inhabitants of this earth, and on this earth at this very moment? A question I'm obliged to ask my own self, and with all due respect, each and every single of my fellow global reasonable citizens. I bid you a solemn night from my country on this very night, crossing from the 7th of April into the 8th of April of the current Gregorian year, 2024.